Hey, I'm Henry, and guess what, guys? I just won an all expenses paid desert island trip. Pretty rad, huh? Just gotta pack my bags real quick. What should I bring? Imagine Fashion Designer for 3DS or Disney Magical World? Desert Island Gaming. Now, this is a pretty fun discussion topic. It's a simple premise. If you were stranded, what game or games would you bring to make eternity less boring? It's a really hard choice sometimes. I mean, it's only these games forever. You gotta make sure that they're good, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be your favorite games. I love the first Sonic, but I could beat it in like a day on the island. Just before we get into this, I wanted to say that I was really inspired to make this video after I saw Scott the Waz's episode on it. It's really well done, so I highly recommend that you check it out before watching this. I'll have a link in the description if you want to see it. Just a few ground rules before we start. First, no compilations. It kind of takes the fun out of choosing just 5 games when all 5 are collections of many more games. Secondly, no online. Look, the Sans just not gonna have an Ethernet port. Finally, only 5 games, since it's a nice round number to cap it off at. So let's get into it. What games would I bring with me on a desert island?
1.
So I'm only going to be bringing 5 games with me. So first up, I want a nice long game. Something either without an ending or where it's far off. The first few games that come to mind were Minecraft, Breath of the Wild, and Stardew Valley. While I love Minecraft, it does have a pretty obtainable ending that isn't that hard to get to. Nothing against the game, but it isn't what I'm looking for. Same with Zelda. It's a great game, but it does have a pretty obtainable ending. But Stardew Valley? That's a game I could play forever. It doesn't have any definitive ending, and it's also just such a fun game. A must-have on this desert island.
2.
Okay, so now for my next game, I kind of want a game that's story-driven. Maybe with multiple endings and all sorts of stuff. So I thought of a few games like Sekiro, Dark Souls, and Owlboy. And out of these, I'd have to say Dark Souls. Not only is it my favorite game, but it's pretty difficult and relatively long. Also, with the amount of items, side quests, the 2 endings, and the many discoverable shortcuts, it's gonna last me a while. So yeah, a pretty easy choice for me.
3.
Okay, it's open world time. Yeah, I think an open world game would be a really good choice, especially with the amount of options and just things to do in these games. Personally, I think either a Fallout or a Skyrim would be the best choice for me. And between these two, I gotta say, I love Fallout more. The setting, stories, characters, it's all better in Fallout, I think. And out of all the Fallouts, I'd have to go with 4. It's the biggest, it's the most recent, unless you count the bad one, and it's just the most fun, in my opinion. A game I know I can have fun with forever.
4.
Okay, so for my next pick, I kind of wanted a game that I would be able to play for literally forever. And the first thing that I would think of is a puzzle game. And if you know me, I adore Tetris. It's such a fun game to play for eternity. And out of all the Tetris games, my favorite, slash the only one I own, is the original Tetris. It's just so classic, and I'll never get bored of trying to get a higher score or mastering the speedier levels.
5.
I'm predictable. Yes, my final game would have to be Halo 3. I love this series, even if I never owned an Xbox myself. I have so much nostalgia for the series from going to my friend's house and just playing the games with him. Forge was always so fun to mess around with, and playing the main story, even though I kinda sucked at aiming and not dying, was also so fun. And out of all the games, my favorite will always be Halo 3. It's the one my friend and I used to play the most, and it's just such a great game. The story, Forge, gameplay, everything is fine tuned to perfection. Hell, I don't even own an Xbox system and I own this game. It's that good. Well, I've got my bag all packed, all the games I'll need, all the systems, the controllers, the wires, the batteries, the chargers, all that sort of stuff. I think I'm ready. Just waiting for that Uber. Honk, honk. Oh, well, I'm off.
1 hour later.
This was for free dessert the whole time.